Welcome to the What's New in HDR Light Studio version 2 video. This video is intended for existing users of HDR Light Studio and really introduces the new features. You'll already see that there's two new additions to HDR Light Studio. That's the Live Light window seen here and the settings window for Live Light over here. You'll see here a 3D model that we've loaded into Live Light. We've done this by simply dragging and dropping the file onto the Live Light window, and we currently support OBJ files and mental images files that are easily created with 3D Studio Max, Maya and Softimage. So now you'll see that whilst I'm lighting or developing my lighting design in HDR Light Studio, then the results can be seen around your model in real time, which means there's no more guessing and it's really easy to decide where to put your lights. So once we begin to place lights, I'll change the colour. Let's rotate the model. So currently we're in reflections mode. If I click on illumination, we can see the illumination effects of each of those lights on the model. And in combined mode we can mix the percentages between reflectivity and luminosity, the actual illumination of the surfaces. The reflection mode is by far the quickest to render. It is actually by far the most useful mode to develop your lighting in. Okay, you'll notice down the side of the light list are these new buttons. What this lets you do is turn on and off your lights. So now you can isolate the effect of each light source, and you can see this on your model. If I press Control and click on that button, then we can solo the lights, so we don't have to go through and click them all off individually. I just click Control, it solos the light. Control click again, it turns the rest of the lights on. So now we can really easily find out the effect of each light source onto our model. Okay, you'll see here on the wattage slider we've increased the dynamic range. So we used to be go up to 1,000 and now we go up to 10,000. The first half of the slider is for the first 1,000, so we still get fine control over the brightness in that range, and then over 1,000 it climbs much more quickly up to 10,000. Now we haven't only done this for the brightness, we've also got this happening for the width and the height of the light. So previously we could make a light go to 100 by 100, but in some scenarios where you want to replicate a light source that is closer to your subject matter or a very large light source, then we now actually go up to 1,000 by 1,000. Now as you can see here on the canvas, we're nearly hitting the horizon with this single light source. So this is an absolutely huge light in our scene, so this means you've got a lot more creative possibilities using very large light sources. Okay, across the top here we have this extra button. This is to if we close Live Light, you can just use it in the same with just the same interface as previously, and then we use this button to reload our model and open up Live Light again. So that's quite a large OBJ file that will get reloaded while I'm talking to you. Live Light can support very large models and has no problem with them. Also, the advantage of the two separate windows is that we can place HDR Light Studio's main interface on one of your screens, and you can use Live Light on another screen and even go full screen with that. So that's very useful if you're, say, lighting a car with lots of detail. You could get your Live Light view really large. Okay, so with the Pro version of HDR Light Studio version 2, then the background button will take you to a new updated background settings. So there's the same gradient controls as we had before, where you can change the colour of the ramp in the background, and also change the brightness of that, so that acts just as before. But you'll see a new tab, HDRI. So here we can load an existing HDR or EXR environment. So I'll load that in. So this allows you then to add additional lighting over the top of an existing environment. So with the case of this this model here, I can start to add lights around this model. Now additionally, we can rotate the HDRI in here and also control its brightness as well. So there's the gradient, and then also with the Pro version there is the transparent tab. Now with this selected, if I save this file as an EXR, then an alpha channel will be included. So if I wanted to composite my lighting, say in a package like Photoshop, then this is possible. So for some workflows, users may wish to generate light sources separately and output them as EXRs with transparency, and then they can blur certain layers, add different effects. So having the transparent option means you can do a lot more with the files you generate from HDR Light Studio. Okay, so when it comes to rendering your files, we've changed the fast preview so that the fast preview can be applied at any resolution, not just at 1500 by 750. Also, we can show guides at any resolution, and we have a new setting which is flip longitude, which is flip horizontally. So when you design your lighting with live light, some renderers map the HDR to the outside of a ball rather than to the inside of the lighting sphere. So to match the orientation, we give you the option to actually flip longitude. The rendering in version 2 is much faster, so generally you'll find it around twice as fast for generating your final HDRI output. The final thing is picture lights. We've added zebra patterns, we have added a range of tube lighting arrays, more spot lighting arrays, new soft lights. These are really useful for kind of product shots, car shots, where we don't want the hard, harsh lighting with hard edges, and these can create really nice effects. We've got some soft boxes that have a reflection beneath them. These are ideal for say packaging shots where you can place this light on the horizon, you can hide the bottom half of the light, and then you have a light which you could scale from the horizon upwards and maintain your vertical. So that's quite useful for kind of pack shots. We have a range of showroom glazing which replicates different glazing patterns you might find in a car showroom. These are useful to reflect into cars to kind of show off the shape of the surfaces. We have perfect softboxes, which are the same shape softboxes, but there's no creases, there's no imperfections. They're absolutely perfect graduations of light, which can be useful for some situations. Okay, we've got overhead lights, which is ideal for cars, which are kind of soft boxes separated by very thin dark lines. So again, these bring out details in the surface of cars. We've got a range of fast blur patterns which look really great reflected in objects, kind of abstract content there to reflect. We have some ceiling grid patterns. We have the spotlights but blurred because they are so sharp and clear. Sometimes in reflections those spotlights could cause issues in terms of aliasing, and we've added these softer versions which can look much nicer in the reflections. So there's now over 100 picture lights available to version 2 users. So that really concludes the overview of HDR Light Studio version 2. Live Lights provides a real-time way of lighting your object. There's no more guessing, and really it allows users to light an object faster than ever before. So we hope you'll enjoy using version 2, and thank you for watching this video.